yesterday in the work that Ma did with us, the talk, because we talked yesterday before Ma was in about living in the memory of the old paradigm. Right. So so we don't need to do the pop quiz again. We're in the new paradigm, right? And that we live in the memory of the old paradigm. And as Ma was speaking with us yesterday, the memory sometimes resides in our cells. So how do we live our day-to-day lives anchoring ourselves in the energies of the new paradigm? Okay, ready to get to work on that? Okay, first, just take a breath. And take another breath. Sigh is good too. One of the main things for anchoring the energies of the new paradigm in our lives is relaxing. Isn't that a relief? There isn't anything you need to perform in. There isn't anything you need to do about that. It's just take a breath and relax.
Okay, Doug, that is much easier said than done. Okay.
Please.
Okay. How many of you are a doer like myself? Like to do everything? I thought of an analogy this morning. My husband does the cooking and I do some baking like once a year when my granddaughter comes to visit. But it would be like, I know you put the ingredients together and you do everything and then you put it in the oven. And we know when you're baking something, you don't go over to the oven and you open it up every 5 minutes. Is it done yet? Is it done yet? You think maybe I could help it by opening it up. And we know that lets out the energy and doesn't concentrate it and all that. We know not to do that when you're baking. However, we're in the process of selling a house. And I've done all my work. I've done my detachment work. I've done my visualization work. I picked out the buyer. All that stuff. So I've done all of the energetic work. I've done all of the action work, contracting the right people, doing all the repairs and all that. I'm like baking something and go into the oven every 5 minutes. This morning I woke up. What can I call the realtor? What can I have? What's he doing today? Does he find out, what about that showing? I'm like opening up the oven and closing it rather than relax. To know when to relax. Yes, we must take action. It's not like not take action, but what action and from where? Taking action from the new paradigm, yes. And so Ma sent me some telegrams before I came into this weekend, said, do you think you could relax this weekend? I don't know. I don't know. I was with the teachers and then I'm like giving ideas. I go, Lucinda, just relax. Relax. And for myself, it's also connected to faith. Like, yes, I put the ingredients together and I put it in the oven and allowing the new energy of what's happening today to guide and to be open to being completely surprised at what creation has in store for me, rather than controlling and making it happen and forcing it to happen. And I could give examples from other areas of my life as well, where it's like that. So Doug is talking about breathing and relaxing, know when to hold them and know when to fold them. That song? Yes. Know when to hold them. So after you've taken the action, you've done the energetic work, you've done the detachment work, then it's like, relaxing into faith.
And relaxing and allowing ourselves to receive.
That's a good step. I could do that. Good point. Okay, I'm going to go do that. It's insidious.
Ma's been speaking about all the new energies that are coming into the planet for us. And when we're contracted, we're not available to receive them.
That's true.
You know, we're not available to receive the grace that's here for us. And I'm with you. It's like, like when I shared about when working, like being tense about like doing it right and everything like that. By the way, I work for Lucinda.
So you should do some more.
Who actually more so than anyone else in the company provides me with more grace and room than anyone else, as you might expect. And it's and I've been consulting for 30 years, right? And so I'm pretty good. She wouldn't have hired me otherwise, right?
All right.
And I still get tense at times, but I have developed the practice of ensuring that I do relax and allow the energies to come through me, rather than me trying to figure out how to do it and get tense, et cetera. And I over time, I've come to learn that's actually what works best. That's when things turn out best, is when I relax and allow the energies to move through, rather than me try and do it on my own. And so this thing about relaxing, it's fairly simple, and it's a really big benefit. I mean, when I think about it, I think about anything really wonderful that's happened for me, largely it's been allowing the grace in, rather than me trying to do something. Sure.
I think to bring within our system, rather than just laying down or sitting down and being relaxed, it has to be the whole. I'm speaking from myself, my own experience. Because you can sit down, watch TV or whatever, relaxation, poolside. But if your system is not relaxed or at ease,
Yeah.
you're fooling yourself on the relaxation part, right?
Yeah.
So
Relaxing everything.
That's my
Brilliant, Ellen, because it's looking at the energy. Yes. Yeah, within the body, within the cells, like energy shows up in our physicality, our whole system, our both physical body and our energetic bodies. And sometimes to relax, I know for me, like there's taking a breath, which is, I think Diane referred to the power of the breath and just taking a conscious breath. And then there's times where there's a contracted energy that's there in me. And it's often like going to the couch, watching the movie, turning on the TV is often I'll use to distract myself from the contracted energy, which is still there. I'm just distracted from it. And then there's allowing myself to be present to the energy and welcoming it. As Ma has done and is with us, is like welcoming that energy into the heart. And then I can relax.
Yeah.